Whoa, okay, that looks weird. Another one? Oh my gosh, these freaking bugs. Okay, we're gonna turn it over. Hold on. All right, what the heck? It's not gonna let me. I have to do it this way now. Dang it, you have to be kidding. All right, oh my God, these flies, man. Just land, because I'm so friggin' over this. Ugh, they're everywhere. Sorry, guys. Well, I set my phone down the wrong way as I hit go live, and now it won't let me turn it, so it looks like I'm looking at the side corner here, which is where the comments come up. But you guys are up here this time. So we're a little off-centered now because of where the camera is. But you guys, holy moly. Sorry about the internet. I'm so sorry. Like, it just... Oh my gosh. Sorry about the other little small starter live stream. Our internet is like all screwy today. I don't know what's going on. Hey Shania, welcome back. I'm starting to breathe easier now that I've been up moving around. But yeah, congestion sucks, man. I still feel really like congested, like in my face and like in my upper, like up in my forehead. But like when I breathe in, it actually hurts. So, and I'm tired still, even though I slept pretty good. At least I thought I slept pretty good. Like I fell asleep at like 10 o'clock last night, and I woke up only because I had to, right about 4 in the morning, and then went back to sleep. Ow. But yeah. Preventative measures is the name of this stuff. So, if anybody's wondering. It's supposed to be passion fruit that just smells and all like regular, good old fashioned chapstick. But anyway, guys, we're going to do the rest of the move-in today. So kind of like all of our personal bits. So now that we've got our beds in place and whatnot, we still need to put Sarah's Xbox out there and the Roku. Those are two very simple last pieces to put out there. But other than those two pieces, we're going to get, like Sarah's got all her little baby stuff that we're bringing. I've got my stuff for Nell that we're bringing. So we've got, excuse me, one compartment completely utilized for that for the two of us. And then we've got the girls already in the RV. They're sitting up in the front seats. And then we need to put the dog food out there. The big dog water feeder. No. Joseph, no. Oh my gosh. Catherine. If I'm correct, that's Catherine. Katita. Yes, it is. Hi, Kat. How are you doing? But wow, that is a long time. I have not seen you in a chat or on any of our videos in a long time. How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing good. So dog food has to go in, dog water feeder. And we finally figured out a solution, by the way. So I kept trying to figure out how would we set up the kennel and the kennel being open. Here's the trick. We're not going to set the kennel up. The kennel will stay folded and will be tethered to one of the passenger chair, right? Passenger side chair seat. So during the day, Oh, awesome. That's so awesome to hear. So during the day, it'll be tethered out of the way. The dogs have the entire floor area to move about, do what they want, whatever. At night, we'll open the kennel up, set it up, and the two of them will go in, and then Tonks and Winnie Bear will be out and about. So if you guys are wondering, Godric, it did not go to the other home. That did not work. I won't really explain the circumstances as to why, but I came to the decision that it was not going to be a cohesive environment for him. And I can't bring it to myself to put him in a shelter. I can't do it. So we are going to give it a go with him being in the RV, because he deserves that chance, even though I know he gets a bit crazy and weird and whatnot. Yeah, I've lost a lot. Like, a lot. So yeah, if you're wondering, I actually talk about that. I lost quite a bit of it in a healthy way, doing workouts and eating, like change my eating habits, whatnot. But then I also got super, super sick, and I discussed that in another video. If you want to go back, you can watch some of the other live streams and whatnot. But I do discuss like what happened with me. I have, even though now I'm doing good health-wise, like it's my medical condition is under control, so they say, like that's like where we've got it stabilized. And so because of that, I'm still sticking with like this shirt right here that I'm wearing. If you guys are wondering, this shirt is huge on me, right? And this is my Cullen and Katie's Dankest Junk shirt. This was a shirt that I used to wear when I was a lot bigger, and it was more fitted on me. And this now swims on me. No, that wouldn't be the right term, because this isn't something that goes away. It's always sitting there. And all it takes is something stupid. So it could be as simple as getting too overly stressed out or catching a cold, and it could flare completely up. So remission wouldn't be the right word for it, because remission would entail that you are rid of. Oh, nice. Nice, Joseph. So I wouldn't say it's considered remission, but controlled, yes. Kind of like with seizures. You wouldn't be in remission with seizures. You would be controlled. With what I've got going on right now, it's controlled. As long as I follow my doctor's orders, which that part's easy to do. The second part is to eliminate or alleviate too much stress. And my biggest thing right now is we're super stressed. I have lupus. So if you're wondering what that about that, so I was diagnosed in November with lupus. So, well, I was diagnosed in October and left work in November. So yeah. But I'm doing good right now. So that's a positive. The only thing is I have to be super careful. Like I've noticed when I start to get overly stressed, I start to get the burning sensation in my skin again. I get the really nasty stomach, like where even the thought of food makes my stomach turn. Yosef, follow your doctor's orders. Stop it, Yosef. Thank you, though. Oh. Yeah, it can be, and the thing is too, like with it varies in degree. So you can either have it, Allie! Okay, so I guess Allie's, like Allie just said, so it would be the considered remission as long as it's laying dormant. So yeah, I guess so. But I wouldn't consider it remission, because of the fact is it has the possibility at any moment to flare up like a seizure would. So I wouldn't say seizures are considered, as long as you're seizure free, that you're in remission. I would say that you were controlled. As long as I'm taking my doctor's orders and listening to all her, like she has so many rules for me, it's ridiculous. But my biggest one that is the hardest one to follow is alleviating stress, right? Alleviating or eliminating the stress, or like stress factors in your life. And as if you guys have been following, and Allie, you know, if you've been with us the past month, we have had hell on wheels this month. Oh no. Yeah, I have heard of it. Yeah, Catherine, yeah, I've heard of it. So, but for me anyway, this month and the end of January into these first 2 weeks of February have been hell. Absolute hell. Yeah, exactly. But I know what she means by that. Like, she doesn't mean like, because everybody's going to have stress. Like, your everyday normal stressors are part of day-to-day life. What she means is things like toxic people. You know, like, you know what I mean by that. Like, you have people who are super toxic. You have people who are things in your life. Like this month, like these last 4 weeks, if you guys have been with us, have been hell. Penny died. Then my uncle on the same day took his life. Then we lost our house. Then my freaking boss from my previous job died, who was actually a good friend. And then just 2 days ago, a good friend of mine died. So we got Joseph Falcon says, happy greetings and best wishes to you and your family from Joseph. Y'all are always in my prayers, and I know you can't reply to every comment, but I just wanted to, y'all are, oh, thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you. Thank you. I try to reply to all of them. I'll actually scroll back to keep up with chat. But thank you. That means a lot. But just back-to-back things have happened throughout this 4 weeks, and I don't know. Catherine, honestly, I don't know. With Penny, that was really hard because we didn't have Penny very long, but she made such a huge impact on us. And as a matter of fact, she's right here on the top shelf of this bookcase. She will be going in the RV with us. She's traveling with us because that was what we had planned for her anyway. We had hoped that she would get healthy enough and whatnot because after we rescued her, that she was going to get to travel with us starting in June. We kind of got a swift kick in the butt to get into the RV a lot faster. I can say that what helped me through all of it, like first we lost Penny and then my uncle, all like in the same day. And that was a really rough blow. But then on that Tuesday when we found out that, I know stress, it was rough. Yeah, it was rough for her. She had multiple seizures during it. It's been rough. But she's handling it like a champ now. Like, she was like my rock when it came to Penny because, with me and Penny, there was like this massive bond with Penny right from the start. No matter where I went in the house or whatever, she stayed right with me. Even at her weakest points, when she couldn't even walk anymore, she would drag herself to find me, and to stay with me. If I left, she would sit by the door and wait for me to come back in. Even if I only went outside to do laundry, she would be right there. And like there was just this bond between us. And Sarah would sit and sing to her. And so that was rough on both of us. When my uncle passed the same night as Penny, it didn't hit Sarah as much because she didn't really know him as well as, of course, myself and my cousins. He was a huge part of us growing up, and because he's younger than me by a year, a little over a year and a half younger than me. He's roughly the same age as my brother. My brother and him went to school together. They were in high school together. They graduated at the same time. So we've known, like, my uncle and stuff was part of, like, we were all like kids together. He was more like a cousin than an uncle. But yeah, that was a rough go. But then with the house, yeah, and I don't think he does anything for bad either. I think we perceive it, or people around us perceive it as bad, but it's not necessarily bad. It feels that way, but it's not, because it may feel bad for us, but for the other person, or the thing that they take, such as taking someone home, is for that person's benefit, not for ours. Try losing a grandfather in a different state when you couldn't even go and see him. My grandfather on my mom's side of the family was in Arkansas because of open heart surgery. Oh, wow. Yeah. No. My friend, Starr, who passed away 2 days ago, is all the way in New York. We grew up together. We were in junior high and high school together. She had her little one at the same time that I had, like I had Taylor, and then she had her kids. And it's like, we all grew up together. We all aged together. We all became parents together. It's like someone who was a huge impact on my childhood, like in my high school years, who showed me it didn't matter your size or your beauty factor or external whatever. It mattered like what was inside. And she was literally the epitome of a human with the best intentions, best heart. Like you couldn't say anything bad about her as a human being ever. There was nothing in her that would ever warrant to talk bad about her or to put her down or anything. She was just the best human in the world. City in my state and walked for this myself and walked for Sarah. Oh, wow. Catherine, that's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. And that's the thing is hopefully with us traveling, we're going to get to go do stuff like that and get involved in a lot more things in other places. Because where we're at, like this location where we are, there is nothing. Like there's no big events. Like the closest place we could go to do like events is Las Vegas. But that's always a hit or miss with Las Vegas. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of going into Vegas as it is. When you've been to Vegas as often as we have, you kind of learn that when you don't live around it, it's fun to visit for like a vacation or something. But when you live around it, and we go up there, like, because of course, if you want to go do any kind of shopping, physical shopping, you go to Vegas because there isn't anything here. And so we go to Vegas, like every year we would go to Vegas twice a year for the kids' school stuff. So we would go at the beginning of the school year and then right at Christmas time for like Christmas shopping and stuff like that. So we've done that for years now. See, visiting Vegas, we hate going there. Because one, I've been stuck there repeatedly due to hospital stays and stuff like that, not with just Sarah, but with my uncle and then my other uncle that passed last year and myself being there. And then on top of that, when we've had to go shopping and just going and visiting some friends that have lived out there, I'm not a big fan of Las Vegas. Now, if I was staying on the Strip, where all the activities and the fun stuff are, that would be fine. But when you're within the city of Vegas, it is definitely not my cup of tea. People are rude, very rude. There is no friendly Vegas interaction unless you're on the Strip. Oh yeah, traffic is horrible. Yeah, going to the Strip. The Strip is amazing. Going out there and Red Rocks. Oh yeah. Oh, and if you go to the Strip, the one place you have to do, I don't care how old you are, you have to go to Circus. You have to. And then definitely go to the Mandalay Bay and go and check out the aquarium, the massive aquarium. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like, you want to go see an aquarium that will have you saying, oh wow, you got to do it. Yeah, Red Rock. Well, since you're traveling, the one in Florida Marketplace, and it's Saturday, April 25th. I highly recommend you come join. Oh, if my RV will make it that far. Right now, I don't think we're going to be going too far at a time. New York. Yeah. We did one night where we all did oh my gosh, yes. She was there on Monday. Nice. Yeah, Red Rocks is, the Red Rocks Casino is, yeah. That's it. That one's a nice one. Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Yeah, the roller coasters. Heck yeah. I love thrill rides and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. So I'm going to have to take you guys into the RV later. Right now there's no bed sheets or anything. Right now we've just have the fitted sheets on. And because I don't have the income just yet, or I shouldn't say that the income. I don't have the money right now, like this minute, to buy seat covers. We kind of made seat covers in the most old-fashioned podunk way of doing it. I'm not even kidding. I took old fitted sheets that we're not using. One is solid gray. The other one is gray with a little tiny pattern in it. And I tied them to the seats for now. So they're like stretched around the seat and tied in the bag. One, they said Sarah didn't qualify because her seizures can be controlled. Because Sarah can work. And Sarah can work because Sarah does work. For myself, I don't want to go through that process at this time. Because I can still work. And I still do. I'm still going to school full time. And I can do jobs that would be beneficial to me. So like photography gigs, taking on some photography sessions, which I have done several. Yeah, I don't, there's no need for me to go through like all that. There isn't a reason to do that. One, because, like I said, I am in school full time to progress my degree. Two, I'm doing photography, which by the way, I'm loving. I love the freedom of being able to book a session with someone, do the photographs, show them the photographs raw, and say, okay, so this is what we've got. And them saying, here is what I have, here's the payment, here's the flash card, all that kind of stuff, here's this, and then give them everything that they want in return. So yeah, so many people screw over the system. For me, honestly, I could apply for it and probably get denied because of the fact that I look at it this way. Okay, here's how I look at it. And this is going to sound real stupid to people. Yes, I do. I want to do that. I want to do that. That is a goal. Ever since you told me about that, that has been one of my goals to get to doing that. But here's my thing. I look at it this way. With what I've got going on with me, there's one person I'm using as my major inspiration. And this is going to sound stupid to people, but this is my major inspiration. Selena Gomez. And that's all I have to say. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm going to say. If she can do the things she does, and her condition was a whole lot worse than mine was. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know Lady Gaga did. Does she actually does she have lupus? I know Lady Gaga has a lot of other ailments going on, but I didn't know it was I didn't know she had lupus. I know that she had, from what I remember, I thought she also had Lyme disease. I could have sworn Lady Gaga had Lyme. But yeah, if she has that autoimmune, not lupus. Oh, okay, yeah, she has an autoimmune. But I thought she also had Lyme disease. If I remember something correctly, she had said something like that. Yeah, but she has a lot of health issues. But for me, knowing that Selena Gomez has lupus and knowing like what she's gone through, like I've done a little bit of research and I know that she had a friend that gave her a kidney. She needed a freaking kidney transplant because hers was so bad. I'm nowhere near that. Like mine is nowhere near that bad. And I'm lucky. I'm so lucky. So I would never take from a system that I don't need to take from when I'm more than capable of doing things on my own. And I'm also not one that likes to ask for help anyway. So if I can manage it myself, I will. That's just me. That is just who I am. But yeah. Oh my God. By the way, fibromyalgia, PTSD. I don't know why we're getting weird calls in. Those scam likely calls are so annoying. But yeah, so no, if I can handle it myself, I will. There's no need for that. See, and that's what I thought at first, like my doctor at first thought that I had fibro because of the fact that I just felt like I just constantly felt absolutely pummeled and drained. Yeah, Selena Gomez is literally my inspiration. Like, seriously, so young and everything she's battled, seriously, my inspiration. Like I said, mine's nowhere near severe. And that's the crazy part about it, is that I would never have thought it was anything like that, because of the fact that I've always was under the impression that lupus was this really, really, really serious condition. I didn't even know Selena Gomez had it until after I first found out about it, like what it was, and my doctor talking to me, and then I did some research on it and then found out she had it, and I was like, are you kidding me? And she does all the things she does. Like, yeah, I'm never gonna complain. And I don't, because it can get ugly. Like when I got sick and while I was off the internet, it was bad. Like, bad. And I didn't tell people and I didn't talk to people about it. The only people who saw me go through it were the people I worked with and my daughter. And it was bad. Yeah, disability is super restricting. I know this only because Taylor was on it. Taylor needed to be. And he was very sick. Like, you guys never got to see the parts of us prior to vlogging. Taylor was a very, very, very sick little boy. Terrifyingly sick. We were told when he was like 3 years old, because he got rushed to the hospital. He was barely even 14 pounds at 3 years old. And I just kept telling people, there's something wrong. Why is nobody listening? There's something wrong with him. Have you heard of the YouTube couple called the Yeah, Mary and Peter? Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I love Mary. She is literally one of the sweetest people ever. And I'm getting the lag again on the stream. But like I said, Taylor was very ill. I kept pushing these doctors. My aunt, same. We kept taking him in. Like, what is going on? Something's got to be happening. Like, you guys can't tell us that this is a healthy baby. That something's wrong. And nobody would listen. Like, they just kept saying, he's fine. You're just a first-time mom. You can't tell me a baby who was an almost 8-pound baby. Like, he was just a hair from being 8 pounds, 22 inches long. By the time they're a year old, they should double their birth weight, right? They should be over double their birth weight. And he wasn't. He actually lost weight. And then by the time he hit a year old, he barely was 10 pounds. Yeah, and that's the thing. Let me just say, I'm not going to go into detail, Allie, other than he had a really good recruiter. And we'll leave it at that. You can get certain waivers for the military, by the way. So there are certain conditions like asthma that they can get a waiver for. If you have seasonal asthma, you can get a waiver to get into the military. Now, if you have activity-induced asthma, such as like running a river, you're not getting a waiver because you got to be able to move. But you can get waivers for certain things. Yeah, so there are waivers out there. There's also ways of wording medical terminology to allow you waivers as well, which is what Taylor's recruiter, who is absolutely fantastic, did for Taylor. And so we'll just leave it at that. Also, the biggest benefit was that we had Taylor's tube removed the year prior to him joining the military. His feeding tube was removed. Yeah, that was one of the biggest things. And he wanted the military so bad, he was willing to get that tube removed and make the effort to actually consume the needed protein and calories in him. Creep! Hi, Creep. So that was the biggest factor for him. And the good part was, because the way the recruiter wrote it out for Taylor, they were able to give him a waiver and put him on what they call a double rations profile. So Taylor receives double rations to allow him to keep his body weight up. And it's been working. So Yeah, he's kind of tapered off, and I've had to get on him because he lost some of his weight, and he also got in trouble with one of the instructors about him not eating enough, and so he's back to, making sure he's going to chow hall as often as he's supposed to. But it's very quick. I mean, the minute he even slightly falters on how much he's consuming, his weight falls off of him. And so he has to stay on top of it. But he does not need, well, he has access to them. But because he is double rationing, he is getting roughly 6,000 calories a day, roughly that. So he's maintaining 140 pounds. They would like him to put on a little bit more, but they're not gonna push it. He's maintaining right about 140, which is a huge deal, and he is 5'11". Spikes World, hi Spikes. How is everybody? Everybody's doing good. We're just busting our butts, and I am exhausted, you guys. I'm so exhausted. But what I was saying with Catherine earlier, and I wanted to make sure I answered that for her, which was, how did I handle all this? Everything that happened in the past 4 weeks. The working on the RV and getting Barbara ready to be lived in, I think was what kept my head straight. When we first got the news that we were losing our house, the cure to exhaustion? Sleep. We already actually did that. We've already spent a few nights in the RV. Carrie, you and Duck, I can't. I don't have it set up inside right now. It's inside the RV. Yeah, Sarah and I we're probably going to end up staying in there. Oh, but campground on the 1st. We're going to move her over on the 1st. So the 24th, because I was waiting till the 28th, but then I got a letter that said we're actually getting our check early. So the 24th, I'll get my check instead, which is great because that's a huge thing, because we need a couple of things. One, I need the piping and the hoses. I need the new hoses and connectors. Because at first we just thought we needed the connectors. We took the things off and they are attached to the hose on either end. There's no way to put new ones on. So you need the whole hose. So I have to go get the whole hoses. Yeah. Yeah. And that sucks too. Here's the thing. Once you have been clinically diagnosed with any mental health disorder, outside of the military, and you had intent to go in, that one is a really, really hard one for them to even overlook. If it's clinically diagnosed that you have these conditions, you're probably not going to make it into the military. They need you to have a sound head when you go in, so they can screw it up for you. So let's just be clear about that. They'll be the ones that mess your noggin up, not society. But yeah, ADHD they'll take, but not bipolar. Because ADHD isn't a mental health disorder. ADHD is just a chemical disorder. You can't concentrate because your body is too wired out. That's not a mental health disorder. But bipolar is. And so yeah, they definitely won't take you if you're bipolar. Like I said, they want to be the ones to screw you up mentally. So, and don't I know it. I'm still covered in paint, by the way. I got a lot of it off using lavender oil, so I did get quite a bit of it off. I'm probably going to take another lavender bath and get the last of this off, but I still have some still stuck on my skin. But so the first, the night that we're going to take the RV to the campground is going to be on the 1st. But yeah, other than that, we may actually end up residing in it here pretty soon. Probably the 24th will be our first night that we're going to actually start staying in it, because we won't have the beds or anything in the house, because all this stuff that's here is going to go into storage. I have a few things listed that I'm selling because we just don't need it. And I've got these black Rubbermaid bins that I have 10 of, and I've made the decision that those are going to be the 10 bins. We are going to put whatever other extra stuff we have. We're going to go through everything, and if it doesn't fit in those, it's gone. Because we don't need anything beyond that. I have so much junk that I just don't need. We have so much trash in here. Like, I'm looking through it and I'm like, why? Why? You don't realize you accumulate it because of the fact that you just don't realize you've accumulated it. We've lived here 4 years, and there's like stuff here that I'm like, why do I even have that? So I have a bunch of it that I'm just getting rid of. Like, we're just throwing it out. So I've got all these small boxes that other things came in that I was like, oh yeah, we could use that for that. And then just never did. So yeah, we're just going to take all these excess boxes and all these weird things that I have. I have these teddy bears that I'm going to be selling. They're super, super cool, but we don't need them. And yeah, so I'm going to sell those. I have so much junk up here, like so much junk. So yeah, it'll be nice to just get rid of all this stuff. We want to make sure that when we get the storage unit, we're getting a small one that's going to hold the queen bed, a twin bed, 2 bookshelves, and then 10 Rubbermaid containers. That's it. Because, oh yeah, and the 2 smaller 32-inch TVs. Because those 2 TVs are going. But the big 42 that's in the, is it 42 or 47? 47. The 47 that's in the living room, I'm selling. Like, I'm selling that big TV. I hate that television. It has been a headache and a half since we've had it. The remote control to it ticks us off. It's been that way since we got it. You're better off just walking up to the TV and turning the volume up than trying to dork with the remote. But we're going to sell it because I can sell it for $50. The first house on the channel, that would have been our first rental, Miss Glory's house. And she still owns it. And she never sold it. And her friend that was doing all the maintenance and repair in it, he still lives in it. So he did all the work in it and everything and still resides in it. And he's paying her almost $1,000 a month now for that property. That property's not worth that, by the way. When you look on the marketplace or you do the appraisal cost of it. Yeah, I really liked that house. Like, I really liked that house, but she kept racking up the rental cost on it. And then when we got the house appraised to see about buying it, she didn't like the appraisal price. She wanted way more than the house was worth in the condition it was still in. Because it still needed, it needed some huge upgrades. Everything in it was extremely outdated. The cabinetry, the countertops, the appliances, everything was really outdated. And she wanted a price on that house that was like a house that was just newly built. And that was not going to happen. So he moved in rent-free to do all the renovations and upgrades on it. And she still can't get it sold. Because, 1, its location. And 2, because it's still not worth that much in the location that it's at. And she's asking for way too much money for it. So that's where she's at now. She's kind of stuck. But, it is what it is. Miss that house. Really, really, really liked that house. And then, of course, like I said, we lived there at the start of the channel and then here. So we've been here 4 years. This is our 4th year going into this one. We were at the other house a year on the channel. So almost, over a year on the channel. And then we moved in here. So, yep. Because I know we moved in March. So it was we started vlogging in May. Yeah, we started vlogging May 1st. And moved the following year in March. Because we did Sarah's 13th birthday there. Yeah, we had her 13th birthday there. So, and then we had the rest of the birthdays here. It's crazy to think that she had her 13th birthday and her 14th birthday there. And then we moved in here. Yeah, probably, Allie, because my next house, because like I said, right now, like I was talking to Jay yesterday, and I was sitting inside of the RV, and we were talking, and I had FaceTimed with him, and he was just like, "This looks fantastic." I said, "Yeah, my house is like the RV from here forward won't be called the RV. She'll be my house. Um, my house is cozy and comfortable, and we sat in it. Sarah and I sat in there for forever yesterday, just chitting and chatting, and just kind of just taking in the room and the environment and what we were in, and then making plans of where we were going to put some stuff and how we were going to organize it. Ripped out the shelves and smashed the crap out of my finger. So it's definitely purple today. I thought for sure I was going to get away with not getting it bruised, but it's definitely bruised today. But smashed the crap out of my finger in the process of removing the shelves out of the closet. And if somebody's going to say, well, why didn't you just fix them? They were 1977 shelves that were warped and wrecked, okay? So we removed them and made a massive amount of space in there. The shelves took up like probably a good this wide of a section lengthwise of the area for hanging stuff. But here's the thing. We're only going to have a couple things hung up in there. The first place I absolutely want to go is Big Bear. There's a big reason behind that, and I've discussed that before, and it pertains to why my home has her name, Barbara. And Barbara is after my foster mom. And we used to go to Big Bear with them during, I'm not even sure what part of the season, but I'm pretty sure it was during the fall because it wasn't snowing yet. But by the time we would leave there, the snow would just start to fall. So I'm going to guess it would have been in the fall. But we would drive up to Big Bear in a 1977 GMC Itasca. And Amy and I would lay up in the cab. So illegal to do, by the way, now. But back then, we would lay up in that overhead cab, which is where my bed is in Barbara. And we would watch the winding road as we went up. And we would sit up there because, one, I get motion sick very easily. And the only way for me to prevent that is to make sure I'm watching where we're going. And back then, the only place you could sit in there would have been on the seat for the dinette set. And because I couldn't sit traveling backwards, which is where the seatbelts were in that one, I would get too motion sick. We would just lay me up on the top. And finally, Amy just joined me up there, and we would sit and chitter chat and laugh and get the giggles and talk about just fun things that kids talk about sitting up in that window and watching the road as we traveled up Big Bear. So that's my biggest want right now, is to just take time and go up to Big Bear and, find a space to park the RV and enjoy a good hike up there. That would be the ideal trip. And I want that to be Barbara's first trip. I know we're going to do some small things like right here, probably go up to the Wallapies. Holy cow. Woo, good luck to you, Yosef, because I used to watch a show back in the day that the guys used to do, the storm chasing. And I know that one of the guys passed during one of their chases. But yeah, that show was intense. And I loved it. I loved every minute of that show. So absolutely good luck to you. And yeah, that's so scary. Right, Allie? Same. After living in Oklahoma and dealing with tornadoes, yeah, my goal is to completely avoid said tornadoes because terrifying. When we were driving up to Missouri for Taylor's graduation and having to go through Oklahoma and Tulsa area, and there was a massive storm during that time. That was absolutely terrifying. I will tell you that right now. Absolutely terrifying. And we almost didn't make it up there. My aunt was ready to turn that car around and head back home. And I was just gutted because I almost thought we were not going to make it. And we did, though. And it was well worth the terrifying moments. Like, there were moments that we thought for sure the little car we were in was not going to stay on the road. It was terrifying. But after living in it, like we lived there for almost 2 years, and no. Where Sarah gets her absolute fear of storms from is from our experience in Oklahoma. Oh man, no thank you. My friend lived up there in Moore, and her son's school was one of the ones that was hit, and her son and them were down below, underneath, like where they took all the kids down below. And yeah, Nora was like, we were on the phone together. She was upset, like they couldn't get to her little one, and it was just terrifying. Everybody was fine afterwards, but terrifying. So yeah, I get that. Yeah, no. Sarah's fear comes from, we were in our house, that we heard the tornado horns going off. So the sirens were going, and we didn't have a shelter in our home, but we had a centrally located, like solid, small closet space thing. And so I got the kids in there, I got our dog in there, myself, and a mattress over us, and closed that door. And we stayed like hunkered down underneath, like we arched the mattress in there, and we kind of all got up underneath there. Myself, a 180-pound Rottweiler, and 2 little ones, hunkered down inside of there. And just the noise that it makes is terrifying. I can't even describe it. I've heard people describe it like as a train, like it sounds like a train. That would be the closest thing you can describe it as, sounding like a train, but it's definitely not a train. Yeah, 2 close calls last season, and all like the noise that everything made, and then it was gone. Right, it was gone. And when we finally came out, when the sirens went off and everything was quiet again, we came out, and our roof of our dining area, like our kitchen, like part of our kitchen and our dining section, the roof had been ripped apart. We had just pouring rain coming in. It just drenched our carpet. We had to call the landlords. They came out to check on us, make sure we were okay. Oh my God, all my little curls are coming out. Like, seriously, look at this. They came out to check on us, and they had people out there, like immediately getting a tarp up on the top, trying to prevent any more water damage into the property. It was terrifying. And from that point on, anytime Sarah hears any clash of thunder, or she sees lightning in the sky, she panics. And at the time that all happened, she was only 6 years old. So that like imprints on you. And so for her, that was terrifying. Taylor, not so much. Like, he was 8 years old, and to him, it was like, it was scary in the moment. But then when he saw, like, we were okay and whatnot, and Taylor's always been kind of like that, where in the moment, it's like, oh gosh, but then afterwards, he can rationalize it and be like, oh, okay, yeah. Sarah held on to this fear that something bad was going to happen, and something bad happened, and now something bad will always happen when there's a storm. And that's not necessarily always true. So they consider that like an irrational fear, but yet I wouldn't consider hers irrational, because those kind of storms are dangerous, and they're terrifying, and they take lives. So, but the ones we get out here, the most we get is maybe an awning ripped off of a trailer, which that's saying something wind-wise. Like, the wind can get terrifying here. I mean, yesterday we were in the RV trying to get stuff done, and the whole RV was just shaking. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not okay. But we got everything situated in there. And I'm glad I did not have a camera rolling putting the mattress up in the overhead loft, in the loft area, because I'm going to call it the loft, by the way, because it's just easier. But the bed in the loft took me some back-breaking work. I didn't know I could bend like that, by the way. Apparently I can back bend like nobody's business with a big, heavy, full-size mattress. But yay. Apparently I'm still flexible. Because that's what happened yesterday. And I ended up also having to re-secure and add a new piece to the bench, because that is how I have to get up and down off the bed, because the step stool's just not tall enough for me to climb up there. So I kind of have to get up on Sarah's bed, then up onto my bed, and kind of do this weird rolly thing to get up there. I don't know how long that'll last for me as I get older. At some point, when Sarah's got her own place or whatnot, I'll probably end up converting the overhead so the loft will become a whole different use. But for now, it's my bed. But at some point, I'll probably end up having to use the lower area as my bed as I get older. But yeah, that was pretty funny. I have to admit, it was pretty funny. But now it's all set up and I've got curtains up. So now I can be up there and I can close the curtains. And the cool part is, Sarah and I did this yesterday. We noticed this yesterday. If we decide to both use our Xboxes, right, and we're both gaming with our group of people, we only need to have one microphone on. So, because we're in the same room. So we don't even need to have both microphones on. We can just have both our headsets on, and then only one of us can have the microphone on. And if one of us decides, hey, I want to actually have a snack, could you turn your mic on? I'll turn mine off. And we just switch our mics. So that way we're not, crunching chips or something in a microphone. So yay for us for figuring out, ways to make it work. So that's what we were actually laughing about that, because we're like, oh my God, we could totally do that because we're both right here. So, and we can have the curtain closed so that way while I'm in my little area, if I've got work to do, I have to do all my work laying on my tummy, like laying down on my stomach, because you can't sit up in the loft. There's just not enough room to there's no headspace. So I have to lay on my stomach. So when I'm working, I'm like on my tummy just typing, which is what I was doing last night, testing some things out. I did a couple of little edits on a couple photos that I'd taken. And I was like, okay, this works. I can make this work. I don't know for how long. I do know that I found that putting a pillow up under my chest and having myself just resting there so that my arms were down as opposed to like this, I was fine. And I could probably work for quite a while like that without a problem. But yeah, so I'll have to show you guys. You guys have to join me for a live stream from the cab, from the loft, and see how that goes. But yeah, it's super comfortable up there. Everything's painted now, so it just feels so, inviting, so to speak. But yeah, it's 10 o'clock, so I think it should be warm enough now out there. We can start putting stuff out there. So I'm going to get off here. We're going to go do that. Hopefully I'll feel better. I'm still very congested. I can feel it all in my sinuses. My sinuses hurt. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go out there. We're going to get the bed sheets, everything on, and start getting the rest of this stuff out of here, because I really want this crap out of here. And we'll see you guys later on. I'll probably bring you guys out there with us and show you guys some of the stuff here in just a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's do that real quick. Let's just go out there, grab the keys, grab my shoes. Oh gosh, my hip again. Every time I sit like that, I ruin my hip. My shorts. My shorts are not liking me. But let's go. Let's go. Sarah's like, nope, not today. And I don't blame her. She's, we're right in sync with each other when it comes to certain things. So let's do this. I'm not going to wake her up. I'm going to let her rest. I'm blind. Woo. Good morning, Barbara. All right. Yummy smells. Okay. It's take you guys on in here. I can't see anything on the screen right now. All right, here we go. So curtains are in. I put this in yesterday so that we can tie this to the side. When we're traveling, this is the big heavy bathroom one. So this just closes off the bathroom. Now let's turn you guys around. Let's make sure I'm not covering there we go. So curtains up. So that's the overhead bunk. We've got like I said, they're like seat ties. So this is the bed area for Sarah, dog's area. So you guys, this whole area is open. The kennel, it's not going to be there. It's actually going to be, I have a thing that goes around like the base of this. The kennel sits right here and will be tethered here so it doesn't get knocked around. But this is the overhead area. So this has my monitor, my computer, my things right there. But this is the overhead area. So that's the bed. This is the loft. Of course, these can be pulled open. Then we have the TV here, and then one of the Xboxes is there, and the other one's going to be right next to it. So that Xbox is hooked up to the little monitor in there, and then Sarah's will be hooked up to this one. So this can be swung way out, like it can even be swung all the way out to here. And so that worked out way better with that mount. And then we have, as you guys already know, there's storage underneath all of this. So dog food goes in this end storage. We've got 2 empty compartments. And then we have all this empty space. We've already got, these are already, I've got the handles, I got to put them in. So this is already all filled in with this part here. Oh my, so because we took the map off, we bought this at the Goodwill, and I wanted her to still have a globe / map. Got our little thing here. And then we took out those big things in the closet, and it allowed us to have Sarah's lawn. Like this is all of Sarah's clothes, all of my clothes. So it fit super well inside of here. So like I said, we took the shelves out of that area. So that's all of our laundry. Today's progress is to get, I have to go get washers, by the way. I have all the handles. Where did I set them? Oh, they're all in here. So all the handles to the RV are here. For all the handles. Those are all going in place. I need washers to go on the back because I didn't want to put the big, huge, weird, old-fashioned decorative pieces on there. So we're not going to use those. We're just going to use the little knobs. But it needs washers. So this is the pantry. We've made this our pantry. And that's got it. All the groceries will go in here. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with this yet. The shelving is so thin. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So I may take these doors off and make this like a photo display. Because I don't have anywhere to put family films, but that's going to be about it. So I don't know. I may make this like maybe our movie center, stuff like that. All that's going to fit in here. Everything else has a place down here. And we've got the microwave going over here and the Instant Pot. Coffee pot's going to go right there. And then we've got all this available space. We have not figured out what we want to put in there yet. Because cookware is actually going, we have all of our cookware going in this cupboard here. So this is going to be pots, pans, baking things. Then this top drawer is silverware. This drawer is plates, bowls and plates and bowls right here. This bottom drawer we haven't made a decision on yet. I have a we made a decision yesterday. That's going to be mine and Sarah's like arts and crafts stuff. So like our notebooks and pencils and stuff like that are going in there. The our big like cook silverware stuff, I have a thing that sits up here so that it'll be like sat right here, and then those go inside of it, so they're right here. So that's where that's going, and then my knife kit is going on this side by the microwave, so that way I can anchor it here, and then this way this is my prep surface, so the knives make sense to have them here. So everything's got a place. Cups and stuff like that, we actually are putting in the one cupboard, because it makes sense to keep the cups up and away from everything. And they're just the 4 bamboo cups. And then my coffee mugs and stuff like that are going in this. So we have several coffee mugs that'll go in here. And then our coffee and our tea will go up here. So, and this, because this cupboard goes pretty far back, if I can get this open. So it's a pretty good sized cupboard. And it opens on both sides. So that's where that's going. But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, I've got pictures that I'm putting up here. I have 2 photos that are going here. And then I have a beautiful thing here that says, bless this home and all who enter. That's going right here. So everything's got a place, and it just feels so good in here. During the day, though, these curtains will be open to give more of an open flow to the area. So here, I'll show you guys. Because right now they're closed. And that always gets stuck right there. We'll have to figure out how to keep that from doing that. So I'm too short. And I did it nice and tight so that when you push it over, it stays. There we go. Whew. So there you go. So during the day, you push the curtains open and you've got all that open space. So it just makes a nice airflow through here. We'll have the pillows up there. Everything will be kind of really nicely organized. We got the pillow things that go for the couch right here. Like I said, dogs have all this space to just, you know, roam through from the bathroom all the way through to the front. Their water bowl, we were trying to figure out their water bowl yesterday, and we finally figured it out. It's going to go right here while we're not trapped, like while this thing is stationary. So it'll be right here up between, so it's not anywhere the dogs can trip over it or, you know, knock it over or anything. So all the doggo space, and then the trash can is going to go out here. We measured it. It's not going to fit underneath. So we're not going to dork with that. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, so there's that. So we got all of that figured out. And I'm super bloated. My tummy hates me right now. But time to actually get the rest of this done. So I want to get the countertop cleaned real quick. Get the last little bit of the paint stuff off of it. And then go grab the groceries. Get those out here. And then I think this will be our movie center. I think, because like I said, it's literally so shallow. And I think what I'll do is take these out because I don't really need these. These are great for when you're doing like things when you're traveling. So I'm going to probably take these out. And then I like having wine. So I think I'll use these 4 slots to purchase some wine and have some wine out here for myself. And then maybe buy a couple of things to maybe put a couple wine glasses because I don't have wine glasses. Like I have 1 wine glass to my name. This needs to go out here. So maybe that side being all of our movies and this side being kind of my little, you know, adult cabinet. We'll say that. We'll say that. My adult cabinet. Because that'd be nice. Alrighty. And then go get the groceries to put in the refrigerator. She should be nice and cold now since I turned her on yesterday. Yeah, she's very cold. Is the freezer good? Oh yeah, freezer's good. Good stuff. This is ready to go. So I really, really wish this was magnetic. We found out yesterday this is not magnetic, so I'm a little bummed. I need to... Hey, Allie, maybe you know. If you're still in the chat, maybe you know. Is there something we can purchase to put on this refrigerator to make it magnetic? Something, even if it is something magnetic that we can put in. Because I have my thing that I like to do that keeps like my calendar. And I also have some really cool, like, okay. So if anybody knows what we can use to get that magnetic or magnetized or whatever the case is, I would really, really love that. I may just have to go to the store, like to Joann's or something, and buy a magnetic board that will go on the refrigerator. So definitely let me know. Let me know. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. Let's go get this stuff moved in and get this stuff cleaned up. And we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys later.